Alright, so we've got the Aeneid Book 4, lines 133 to 146. We started the events of the machinations of the goddesses, Juno and Venus, with the hunting. Everybody's kind of chomping at the bit, ready to go. We're just waiting on someone. Alright, so Primi Panorum, the first of the Phoenicians. And you can take Carthaginians as well. Expectam. Wait for the reginam cunctantem. And you got a present active participle going on right there. Wait for the queen. Delaying. That's not even... Well, I mean, it's close. I got some letters. Alright, delaying. In thalamo, in the bedchamber. And not just bedchamber. They're using the word thalami, which is in the marital chamber. So you've got, this kind of wedding talk, wedding language, verbiage going on. In the bridal chamber, adamna at the threshold. And the thing is, this isn't unlike what would happen for a Roman wedding. She would be in the bridal chamber at a time, and then you get ready, and eventually you go out to meet everyone, and people would be waiting on her. And the sonapes, which is a weird word for horse, and insignis is modifying horse, and the horse insignis marked. Alright, with purple and gold. Alright, so even the horse is decked out. Stot stands. And Manda, and Ferox, and fierce. Manda choose. On its frenes pumantia. On its foaming reins. And in a horse that's really anxious and eager, and it's chewing, and it's got that little froth built up. It's a great little extra visual in there. Tandem at last. Alright. With a great crowd following. Circumdata. Having been surrounded. Or like kind of having surrounded herself. It's a passive participle, kind of translated as like what a Greek middle voice would be, which is reflexive. Having surrounded herself, or having been surrounded. Whoa. Getting a little errant there with the lines. In a Sidonian cloak. With a pictolimbo. With a painted border. Maybe even trim, if you will. And if you notice, it's kind of hard to see because the limbo should probably be, it should be over here, but you do have an ABAB interlocking word order. Cui, to whom or for whom. The Feretra. And then we're missing a verb here. Feretra, the quiver. So we're going to make it a was made from gold. Our gold. Crines, her hair. Is knotted. Into gold. Meaning she's got gold kind of like, you know, twirled in there, mixed in there. Like, that's not something you wear to go hunting. Like, clearly this is a special occasion. And again, we have this ABAB, an aurea fibula, a golden clasp, subnexted, fastens. Alright, her purple clothing. Alright, so if you look at the colors, there's a lot of gold and there's some purple there. And the pictolimbo is a very decorated, ornate sort of addition description of clothing. She is wearing something really, really nice and regal. This line right here, if you remember this, that was describing Dido when we first met her. She was followed by a great crowd. Same wording, order, those three words together. So Dido's being elevated in this scene. And that initial, you know, majesty that we saw, like, it's coming back. Neknon is a little Lytotes action, likewise. Or and likewise. Or, nope, we got a couple of vets there. Alright, both the Phrygian comrades, and that's Trojan, Phrygian, Trojan, yeah. Phrygian and Phoenician are fairly close in terms of kind of sounding and looking like. So anyway, Phoenician, Carthaginian, Phrygian, Trojan, Trojan comrades, and Happy Iulus. That's another name for Ascanius. Incendent, go forth, proceed. The ipse is going with Aeneas himself. And then Pocaramus is describing him most handsome. Ante alios omnes, before all others. So even he's looking good. Infertse, brings himself. Socium as an ally. And joins. You can say herd, maybe battle lines. The group. And then we got ourselves a little simile here, and this is kind of a weird simile, but we're going to roll with it because it's poetry. Just like when... Alright, there's our nominative. Just like when Apollo... Decerit, desserts. And if you ever wonder which dessert to use, whatever. Desserts, as in the candy. This is me drawing a cupcake. Alright. Is stressed backwards. I don't know if that helps you out at all, but whatever. Desserts. Oh no, I'm thinking of desserts. Cupcakes. Red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese icing. And then if you need to, you can put a little hole in it and put some sort of like melted chocolate in there just to give it a little extra oomph. Yeah. Alright, just like when Apollo leaves, Hibernum Lyceum, Wintry Lycia. And the rivers of the Xanthus and visits Maternal Delos, which is a really it's a really fascinating place. If you get the chance to go, you should definitely give her a little visit. And renews the dances and Circum Altera and around the altars. Alright, so Mixty is going to be describing these guys. The Cretans and Dryopes, Frema, Roar, having been mixed together, and the Pictiagarthy, and the painted or tattooed. Alright, so we've got Dido being described in a very regal state, and then you've got Aeneas, who's being described as Apollo. So Dido, this is kind of harkening back to when she's being described as Diana, the huntress, and you got Aeneas being described as Apollo, the hunter. And this is just, the hunting imagery is still continuing. Yeah, and we're going to see what goes down once they start actually getting their hunting groove on.